All right, how's it going, everybody? It's Alec again. So I want to keep going with the same topic that I've been talking about for the last couple videos about the 4 A's. And the 4 A's is, again, what you can do to help your children just have a better experience and know that you love them. The first A was acceptance, accepting the situation that you're in and being accepting of your children. The second A was affection, just serving them and showing them that you love them. And the third A is going to follow along those lines, but it is a little different. So what I want to do is I want to tell you about 2 different bosses that I've had, like at a job. And I bet you that you guys have had bosses with these similar attributes before too. The first one is when I first got to college, when I first got up here to college, I realized that I needed a job real quick. And so I started throwing out applications, just doing one of these with the applications. And the first call that I got was from Sonic drive-through, or drive-in and drive-through, and I love Sonic. I was like, this is going to be fun, throw in a pair of skates and go to work. And I don't want to bag on Sonic or anything like that, but honest to goodness, the lady that was the manager of this Sonic, she never learned my name. I worked there for a couple weeks. She never learned my name. She was very micromanaging, and she was very threatening almost, She would say, hey, if you're not going to do things right, then we don't want you around here. And she focused more on punishment than she did on reward. Now, the other boss that I had is for my summer job, and my boss's name is Pablo. And Pablo is one of my favorite guys in the world. I love Pablo to death. I've worked with him for a long time, and every time I need work, he has work for me. And Pablo is just the man. And it's because he always lets us know how thankful he is that we're working for him. And I'm like, dude, you're the one paying the bills. Like, well, I'm thankful for you. For example, over the summer, he asked me to work a few Saturdays, and that's not always my favorite thing to do because, it does take a lot out of you. You're looking forward to that weekend. But every time I'd show up for our Saturday shift, he was always there working just as hard as we were. And then also at lunchtime, he'd run and go grab us some pizza, just as a thank you, saying, hey, I appreciate you guys being here on Saturday and working, And those 2 experiences are night and day, right? You got a boss who just showers you in appreciation, even though he's the one paying for you, and a boss who uses fear and threatening and punishment rather than reward. And sometimes we fall into that same pattern with our family members, right? Where you may use punishment as opposed to appreciation. And that's the third A, is appreciation. Showing your children appreciation for the things that they do and the people that they are will go a super long way. For example, I remember when I was in high school, I was 16, 17. I didn't have a job at the time because I think I was in between jobs. And I remember I'd get up one morning to go look for a job or something like that, go to school, I don't remember. And my seat was lower than it normally is. And I was like, what the heck? And I started up my car, and the needle had been, on a quarter tank, almost empty the day before, and it was full. And I was like, dadgum, my dad went low riding in my car, and he filled up my gas tank for me. And it just showed me, my dad is aware of my needs, and he appreciates what I'm doing, and he appreciates the things that I'm trying to do to make it, to do what we do. And another example, my mom, my sweet mother, every time I come home to visit for the holidays, or anytime I come home to visit at all, she says, oh, how was your drive? Are you okay? Do you need anything? Can I make you a sandwich? Can I get you a big glass of water? We got plenty of food in the cabinet, and run in there and grab whatever you need, And while that may sound really simple, it's just one of those things that my parents do to say, hey, we're aware of you. We appreciate what you're doing. Thank you for coming home. We want to shower you and make you feel loved, And that's why I said kind of affection and appreciation bleed between the 2 A's. But showing appreciation for your children and what they do is like this cycle. You show appreciation for them, they'll show appreciation to you, and then also they'll show appreciation to your children affected by autism, right? Another quick story kind of to wrap up is that as I saw my parents showing me appreciation for the person that I was, I saw them do the same thing for Eric and Rick, and I started, wanting to show as much appreciation to Eric and Rick as I was getting from mom and dad. And so I decided to spend a little bit more time with Eric one day, and I was spending time with him, just showing him, hey, I love you, I appreciate you, you know, laughing with him and all that kind of stuff, and we had a great time just hanging out. And Eric loves to draw, and he's always drawing superheroes and stuff like that, right? And so he draws this picture, and on the picture I can recognize, you know, that's Spider-Man, that's the Hulk, there's Captain America there in the middle, and then I see right in the middle, there's this big, buff, handsome superhero with big, long, blonde hair, and he has a big A on his chest, and I was like, that's not Captain America, is it? He's like, no. I said, is it Thor? No. I said, who is that? And he said, that's Super Alec. And golly, that just, you know, if my heart was a guitar, it was strumming away, right? I felt so appreciated by Eric that he had made me into a superhero hanging out with Avengers and stuff like that. And I know that appreciation that we share with each other, that we share in between our family members, is a cycle, and it'll go around. And as you show appreciation to your children, they'll show appreciation to you, and you'll have everybody just really just being thankful to have each other. And that's a really great family dynamic to be in, where everyone is thankful for every other person, and you roll into this real big happy arena. So set a goal, show your children that you appreciate them, show your spouse that you appreciate them, and everything that they do, everything that they stand for, everything that they are. And I know that that's going to lead to some real happy families. So have a great day, guys. See you next time.